Matthew Lee, Inner City Press, on behalf of the Free UN Coalition for Access. Thanks a lot for doing this briefing. I wanted to ask you about Libya. I wanted to know what your thinking is in terms of the talks there of Bernardino Leon and what Turkey's role is, and what you think of the EU proposal of naval force off the coast. And also, I have to ask you about freedom of the press, I guess. There was the incident of the Vice News journalists that were arrested, and 2 of them were released, but it seems that the translator or fixer was still detained. What's Turkey's thinking in terms of the rights of journalists or translators to, speak to all sides of a conflict? And what's the thinking of closing down, or threatening to close down sometimes Twitter and other social media platforms as a way to get at particular messages? Thanks a lot.
First, about Libya, we are supporting all UN initiatives by Ambassador Leon. And Turkey is doing an active diplomacy to uniting Libya. And we hosted several meetings to help Ambassador Leon in Istanbul. And we encourage both parties to have a unity government. And recently also I have contacted with some Libyan leaders, including Abu Stephane, in order to realize the objective of having united Libya. Libya is a country having strong national resources, and if they are united, Libya will be a country of stability and prosperity. About EU efforts in Libya, we are coordinating with EU leaders. We will be talking what else Turkey and EU can do together, especially to help refugees and illegal migrants who are trying to go from Libya to Europe. And that is also in our agenda. Regarding freedom of press, Turkey is a democratic country. Any journalist can do any journalistic activity. There is no limit on this. And there cannot be. As Prime Minister of Turkey, I can assure you that there will be no any limitation, restriction regarding journalistic activities. But if there are some activities which are not linked to journalistic activity or being some sort of instrumental for some terrorist propaganda, there is a distinction there. Today, Turkey is under attack by Daesh, PKK, and the HKPC terrorist organizations. And in this fight against terrorism, all of us, we have to respect certain basic values. We cannot tolerate making propaganda of terrorist organizations. This is not journalistic activity. Journalistic activity is producing news and giving an objective picture to the world. There is no restriction, and there is no detained journalists in Turkey at the moment. There were some cases, some journalists were making clear propaganda of terrorists. We are investigating this, but there is no limitation and restrictions on journalistic activities. We have to make this distinction in our analysis.
Another question? Please, from API.